Welcome to the Living Artist Podcast. I'm your host, Preston M. Smith. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Living Artist Podcast. I'm Preston M. Smith, at PMS Artwork everywhere on internet land and socials. I want to thank you for landing on this podcast. Whether you're a professional artist, just getting started in the art world, a collector of art, or just consider yourself a creative person, this podcast has something for you. I like to think of it as a fun way to rant and talk to other creative people about living the life of an artist, surviving and getting ahead in the art world, and enjoying your life. But most importantly, not waiting until you're dead to make it happen. All right, let's get started.
With a major selection of the looks your kiddos love starting at just $4 in the Walmart app, a new school year means a stylish new them. Who knew? Find skater skirts and Crocs that say, I'm casual but cool. Sparkly sneakers that say, it's my classroom, you're just learning in it. And preppy polos that say, I'm the teacher's pet, even if they're mommy's menace at home. Find their favorite styles starting at just $4 in the app. The Walmart you thought you knew is now new.
How many discounts does USAA Auto Insurance offer? Too many to say here. Multi-vehicle discount, safe driver discount, new vehicle discount, storage discount, legacy.
How many discounts will you stack up? Visit USAA.com/auto discounts. Restrictions apply.
This is ground control to Major Mufford. I'm laying on the floor, and I don't think I can take it anymore. For here am I sipping on my latte, staring out the window. Okay. Welcome back to the podcast, everybody. That's about as good as it's going to get, or as bad as it's going to get from, depending on what perspective you have on all that. Yeah, that's right. This sound can only mean one thing. We are coming to you live from the floor again. Welcome back to Floorcasts, a special sub-series of the Living Artist Podcast, where we try to move forward, even though we are basically dying. Trying to have a good sense of humor, people, but it's been pretty dire and pretty depressing, still fighting this and not getting any better. So doing my best and coming back to you with another episode of the Living Artist Podcast. And you know what? We forge forward as artists, trying to bring hope, trying to bring creativity, and trying to share our experiences with other people and hopefully provide a little bit of, hope, help, solace, whatever it is that you're looking for. So that's what we're doing here. A little disappointed in some things, a little disappointed in some people, more than disappointed in some people, the way some of us are treated who have illnesses or chronic illnesses are treated. And it's almost like, victim blaming, but it's like sickness blaming, like you're either exaggerating or you caused this somehow to yourself, which is ridiculous. But anyway, so we are moving forward, and I just thought I would do this one. Well, I do all of them off the cuff, but a lot of times I'll have something in mind that I want to talk about. But this time, I'm just going to talk to you about some stuff that is, just happening. We have a lot of stuff going on out there in the world. There's a lot of uncertainty in a lot of different, realms. What is this, Game of Thrones? Of the seventh realm. A lot of changes. Changes. We're just going to make this a David Bowie butchering podcast. But hey, it's an homage. I love Bowie, so it all comes from a good place. But anyway, one of my favorite galleries of all time that I belong to is closing up shop, unfortunately. And they represent me, and I've worked with them for many years, and I've talked about them on the podcast many times. And yeah, they're closing up, unfortunately, and hopefully it's not going to be for good. Hopefully there'll be some other iterations down the road. But as of right now, closing up shop, and, I poured a lot of my heart and soul and love into this gallery, into a lot of the relationships there in the community. And it's just really sad to see it go, but completely understand what's happening. Just, it's unfortunate because it's been like kind of a beacon of hope for a lot of artists and for a lot of people who are trying to show their work, and, you know, a great community in a sea of not so great communities in the art world. So I'm very sad to see it go. Hopefully I will be working with them in some capacity down the road. I'm not sure of that yet, but a lot of stuff is changing. You know, online art marketplaces are changing. Some of them are closing down. Some of them are changing their structures, their payment structures, making it difficult for some artists. Or like I told you about an online gallery recently that's wiping all of the artwork that's older than 2 years, which is just like absurd for people who've been doing this for over a decade and have their work cataloged, and just it's wiped out. So, you know, it's just one of those things where there's a lot of uncertainty, a lot of changes going on in the art world. People are afraid of AI. People are, are jumping on the latest bandwagons, and everything changes. Like the whole NFT thing happened for a long time, and then that's kind of fallen off the face of the earth, and it's changing into some other things. A lot of people are being affected by certain types of flooding of competition online, or different technologies that are coming out, making certain types of art more difficult or more obsolete, or just, making the human aspect of it obsolete. So there's a lot of uncertainty, but, I think one of the things that artists do best is we push forward and we survive. As artists in general, I think a lot of us get into art from a place of survival in the first place. I know I did. I was just writing some answers to a potential interview that I might be doing on one of the online art marketplaces, and they were asking about struggles, and I was like, they were like, if you feel comfortable sharing some of the struggles you've been through. And I was kind of like, I feel like I've had a bit of all of them, going from abuse and childhood trauma to self-medication and, alcohol and substance abuse and extreme poverty for almost 2 decades, identity crisis, and then now this horrible, debilitating illness for 5 years, acutely going on 25 years of my life. A lot of stuff, but also it's one of those things where it's a tool for me. It's a tool for a lot of artists to move forward and use these things and turn them into something positive. I've always tried to do that. Negativity to creativity, or, turning darkness into light. I think that's something that we all do very well. And a lot of, like I was saying, a lot of us are kind of born out of some sort of struggle into the art world as a place of, catharsis, or, like I said, working through or exercising certain demons, or like as a working through process. I think we get into it a lot because of that. And a lot of artists do. And I'm not saying everybody, but a lot of artists do get into it because we have something that we want to express. So I think embracing that is key. And I think, we are no stranger to struggles. We are no stranger to obstacles and having to make changes, having to deal with and pivot from things that are galleries closing down, payment structures changing, new technologies coming on the market, art marketplaces increasing their prices, shipping prices going up, inflation, world events affecting a lot of us. There's a lot of stuff that's going on that's changing how we interact with each other as human beings, first and foremost, but also as artists and in the art world and in the art market. And I believe that we can use these struggles that we've been through, some of the struggles that we, learn to overcome to become artists. We can use that almost as a template to overcome anything in life. And that's what I've certainly been trying to do recently. It's been proving very difficult with this illness. I've lost a lot of things, but, I do believe that I'm resilient enough and that I will keep pushing forward, and I will find a solution at some point. Even if the medical community cannot, I will find a solution on my own, or with my wife, we will find a solution and push forward. And I know I will be stronger for this, and I know that I will be able to share some of these struggles and turn them into a positive force, something that people look at and listen to and can relate to and is cathartic to them. Because look, the world is a place that is becoming a bit more toxic on every level. And I believe that a lot of us who have some of these mystery, crazy illnesses are canaries in the coal mine for what's going to be happening down the road. So I hope that my struggles and that my experience can serve a purpose moving forward as like a way of helping other people to navigate their own problems, their own struggles, their own illnesses, and, how to be an artist through all that, how to be, turn some of these struggles into creativity and hope and change, help other people to also find catharsis through them. So that's something that has been on my mind. It's something that, I think if all hope seems lost to you as an artist, whatever you're dealing with, just knowing that on the other side of this, if you can make it to the other side of this is wisdom and strength and power and inspiration and influence and hope, above all, hope. I mean, it's something that people can take from your experience and really celebrate. And you can celebrate it, like getting through some of these tough experiences as humans, but as artists especially, is only going to make you stronger and make your art have more depth and meaning and have it be more impactful. So let's end with something on the positive side and looking forward and looking towards having some goals to do something empowering. If and when I get through this and to the other side of this, I have some things floating around in my brain of ways that I want to connect the art world. I worked with Shockbox in the past and coming up with artist opportunities and things like that.
I'm always looking for ways to show my cat how much I love her. And with Fancy Feast Gems, I can pamper her whenever I want with a savory gravy on top of a gourmet mousse pâté. The pyramid shape makes serving simple, so all I have to do is peel and plate to make mealtime feel extra fancy. And with 2 entrees in every pack, it's easy to turn every day into the extraordinary. Fancy Feast Gems.
Does it ever feel like you're a marketing professional just speaking into the void? Well, with LinkedIn ads, you can know you're reaching the right decision makers. You can even target buyers by job title, industry, company, seniority, skills. Wait, did I say job title yet? Get started today and see how you can avoid the void and reach the right buyers with LinkedIn ads. We'll even give you a $100 credit on your next campaign. Get started at linkedin.com/results. Terms and conditions apply.
But I have some ideas floating around in the cobwebs of my brain where I want to somehow find a way to unite some artists and maybe get some opportunities out there that are different and unique from some of the opportunities that I believe, and from some of the entities that I believe, I should say, are failing us right now as artists. Some of these online places, it feels like they start off altruistically and then they kind of end up becoming a business or a corporation, and they have to follow suit with what that means. I have a dream to put some opportunities out there where it's coming from the artist perspective, with the artist in mind, and having some goals to, give us some opportunities where we can shine and sell and make money and influence people and get our work out there in front of different eyeballs in a way that benefits the artist truly and is not going to basically screw you down the road at some point. So that's something that I am thinking about. I'm pondering. I have some ideas, but I want to just put it out there into the universe as a way of, maybe in the future kind of manifesting that. And, hopefully maybe I have a chance to work with some of you out there. But I do believe that we can make new and exciting opportunities for ourselves as artists and for other artists out there. And these struggles have, like this struggle for me, for example, it's been the most brutal thing that I've ever been through, and I would never wish it on my worst enemy. But it has given me time to ponder and realize what matters in life, what matters in art, and what matters for my future and my family, and what I want like my life to say and be about. And one of the things that I want it to be is positive and full of opportunities, and not beholden to or, being basically a pawn in somebody else's game. I've always wanted us to be empowered as artists, and that's what I want to put out there. Some opportunities coming down the road when we get on the other side of this. And you know what? Here's a challenge for you. Think about some things that you can do down the road that maybe not only affect or benefit you as an artist, but might be able to benefit the community of artists around you as well? And how can we kind of join together and rise above some of these things that are holding us back right now? That's just a challenge to you, because the more we think about that, the more we can all collectively rise the tides, which will rise all of the individual artistic boats out there. And maybe we can affect some change, make ourselves and other artists a little bit more empowered. So I'm going to leave you with that, leave you with a little hope, and get you thinking about some opportunities that you might be able to foster down the road. So that's it for the episode today, everybody. Hope you're doing well. Looking forward to bringing you a not floorcast soon and get back to business as usual. But in the meantime, take care of yourselves, take care of everybody else out there, and we will see you next time on the next episode. Bye-bye.
I said I was going to do another Bowie song, but I don't think anybody knows which one that is, so I said I'm done, whatever, just deal with it. I don't care anymore. In the words of Balin,
This has been the Living Artist
You're
Podcast.
done. You're
Thank
done.
you so much for listening.
So long, everybody.
I just want you to know that I appreciate you being here, and I'm grateful to be in your
my
ears.
microphone's
Your art
still
and
on.
creative life
It's like
on this planet is meaningful,
naked
so
gun,
thank you for sharing it with me. If you like this podcast, whatever platform you're listening to it on, please subscribe and share it with your friends. You can also leave me a positive review to show your support. This helps me to reach more people with the algorithmic magic and keep the show going strong. If you want to see more of what I do and check out the art that I create, you can visit my website at www.pmsartwork.com or follow me on social media everywhere at PMS Artwork. That's it for now. See you back here next time.